Live from the Quad Cities with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, it's a classic whodunit situation over at Skellington Manor. We're getting the details on some upcoming murder mystery dinners that will keep you entertained until the very end. Crafted QC is celebrating its grand reopening at a fun new location in LeClaire. We're getting a behind-the-scenes look at the space, along with information about some workshops planned for November. And later, enjoy a wine and chocolate experience with all proceeds benefiting JC's of the Quad Cities. We'll learn more about the event, allowing you to sample various chocolates and taste dozens of wines. You're watching Quad Cities Live on this Friday, October 25th, less than a week to go before Halloween. Thanks for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier. Kyle is off. Well, there is a not-so-spooky Halloween event happening this weekend that involves trick-or-treating alongside our favorite zoo animals. That's right. Niabi Zoo is hosting its annual Boo at the Zoo. Joel Vanderbush is with Niabi and back in the studio with us now. Joel, welcome back.
Well, always great to see you.
Yes, thanks for being here today. It's a big weekend. You guys have been working really hard, I know.
Oh, absolutely.
At the zoo, preparing for everybody. Families really enjoy this event every year. Lots of people come out, more and more every year. So talk about everything that goes into putting this together.
Oh, we start planning for this long in advance, and of course, with the weather looking really great this weekend, we always prepare for a lot of people. We know that people are going to be parking not just in the parking lot, but we have like lawn parking and all kinds of things. So we always ask that, you know, people be patient with our teams who there's going to be longer lines and all of that, but it is worth it when you get in there.
They have to expect that, right? It's gonna be crazy, and I think even when the weather is not really nice out, you guys have a lot of people.
Oh, we do. We do.
There.
Yeah, we'll definitely get a lot this weekend though, and of course there's just so many great things that are happening at the zoo. Not only, you know, are we looking at new exhibits like, you know, our prairie dog exhibit and the 24 trick-or-treat stations that are going on, but we will definitely be having a new experience that no one has ever had at Boo at the Zoo.
Yes, so you're talking about the escape room. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes,
okay, so this is very, very cool. So where is this happening at the zoo? And where did you guys come up with this idea to do an escape room?
So the idea of the escape room really came from a conference that I attended, and another institution had done an escape room experience, an outdoor escape room, and I was like, hey, that would be really great. And so my conservation education team and I sat down and we laid out a plan for our Escape from Wonderland experience. So basically it's going to be in our Discovery Center.
Okay.
So when people come into the zoo, it's immediately to the right.
Okay, got it.
So it'll be inside the Discovery Center, inside our conservation classroom, and in our outdoor classroom as well.
So you're using all of those spaces.
We're using all of these spaces to create 5 little areas that they have to solve puzzles to get out of and to move to the next section. And then when you get to the final one, there's going to be like kind of a big celebration, and it's going to have a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, so Escape Wonderland, so there is an Alice in Wonderland theme with this. So are we going to see any of our Alice in Wonderland characters?
You bet. You know, we'll have Alice and the White Rabbit, and of course the Cheshire Cat. I think we'll have the Caterpillar, the Mad Hatter.
The Mad Hatter, my favorite.
Yeah, you know, tea parties and all. So no, it's going to be a lot of fun with that, and of course, you know, just the fun puzzles. It is family friendly. You know, I know sometimes when people go to escape rooms, they're like, I couldn't escape. This should be pretty good, but it'll be fun for children and adults to go through this experience. It'll probably take about 25 minutes to go through it, so we are asking people to pre-register, so they can do that online, and there is a fee, a small fee. It's $5 per person, which is, you know, better than that Skellington Manor one, but I love that one though.
Don't let Scott hear you say that.
I know.
Scott, we got Scott coming up next. So Boo at the Zoo, there's going to be plenty of family-friendly activities already, but then you have this Escape Wonderland event. You did say register for that, especially if people are trying to stick to a certain schedule for the day or certain times. The best way to stick to that and pick your time slot is by registering.
Absolutely, because only 10 people can come through at a time. right?
Okay.
And so we want to make sure that people pay attention to those times, especially if you're going to pick one of the early times, you got to wait in that line to get into the zoo.
Yeah.
You need to plan ahead to say, okay, how long do I think I'm going to wait in line out there in the parking lot before we can get in so that we can get to our escape room.
This is all good information for families.
And then one last thing is, while they can pre-register, if there are time slots open, they can buy those at the gate.
Okay.
To fill that if they
So if you
want to do
decide it's
that.
something that you want to do while you're there, go ahead and check and see if there's, some spots open or some availability.
Yep, and that will be available at the admission booths themselves.
Okay, wonderful. Also happening both Saturday and Sunday, Animal Enrichment Art Show.
Oh yeah,
so
it's our final one of the year.
Final one of the year. So I know you've talked about that on this show before, but for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, kind of explain what to expect.
So as part of our animal enrichment program, which stimulates natural behaviors with animals and gives them, choices to do some different things and stimulate their mind, painting is often one of those things that they get to do. We do have some new artists I'm super excited about. Those painted dogs right there, that will be brand new artwork.
Oh, wow.
This is the first time they've participated, so we're really excited to have some of their art available. And so, yeah, the art sale itself, all of the proceeds, 100%, goes directly back into the animal enrichment program.
That's great.
Which helps to stimulate that animal behavior.
And how
so
cool.
it's really
if you
worthwhile.
have a favorite animal at the zoo, I mean, how cool to have like a piece of artwork that they created. It's just so unique. And we want to remind everybody that this is our very last weekend to enjoy the zoo, as it does close for the season after a full day of events on Sunday. Just talk a little bit about what happens in the off season at the zoo and all the different things that you guys are working on.
Oh, sure, because of course people know that we've been under construction with that snow recovery, but we are full on into that construction right now, working on those new cat exhibits, the eagle exhibit, so that construction will continue throughout the winter and into the spring. But we do have a really great event. Our Breakfast and Brunch with Santa Paws is coming up on December 14th and 15th, and people can actually register for that right now. That's right on our events page on the website. So that'll be a couple of great days to still come out to the zoo and see some animals in the winter. So
it'll be here before you know it. Yes, I did see it on the calendar today when I was on the website. So if you want to purchase tickets for Boo at the Zoo ahead of time or register for the Escape Wonderland experience, visit the website we were just talking about. That is niabizoo.com. Joel, thank you for taking some time and being on the show today.
My pleasure.
It's going to be a fun weekend.
Indeed.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you. Up next on Quad Cities Live, from Boo at the Zoo to Murder Mystery Theater, we're taking a look at some upcoming opportunities to solve a fictional crime over dinner.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
A murder mystery dinner is a social event where guests work together to solve a fictional murder during dinner. If that sounds like a lot of fun, you have several upcoming opportunities to take part. Joining me now is the organizer of these fun, immersive events, Scott Nauman. Scott, thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
You look great. You look the part here today. Scott's our detective for this murder mystery segment on the show. So first, tell us a little bit more about your theater company. It's called It's a Mystery.
It's a Mystery. We started this in the late 90s, which a lot of our guests, it's pretty crazy. They go, that's older than me.
Yeah, that is, I mean, I wish I could say it was older than me, but I can't say that much.
But it has been an honor and a privilege to grow this thing, all made in the Quad Cities with organic talent. The writers are here, the actors, and we in the old days, it was a commitment to do a 6-week show where rehearsals and Monday through Thursday and exhaustive hours, and we thought if we could rehearse in an hour, but we're scripted material that we then augment with what the audience gives us, that it would be not only more fun but also a little bit more engaging and unique and interesting for the audience. And now we're seeing, I bet you 80% of the people in the door are brand new, even though we've been doing this since '97.
That's amazing. And I was just telling you before we started the segment that I've never participated in a murder mystery dinner. I want to. Preparing for your segment here today has me like, which one can I sign up for? Like, I'm so excited about it. So talk more about your mission in creating this organization and what you really see for not only the participants, but the actors that are involved.
Right, richly rewarding. And there is a relationship. There are usually 7 characters, and then we say the audience is the 8th character in the room.
Yes.
Because it's unpredictable. When you're doing live theater, you don't really know whether a phone will go off or someone will knock over a glass, and it's obstacle or opportunity, because we're all about finding the funny, and it's a shared experience. We have 140 people in a room, all ready to have a good time, and it's an energy there. And people anymore, with the budgets the way they are, people are really respectful of their dollar. So if we can give them an experience right here in town, then it's a memory for a lifetime. Some of the folks that are coming now say they can't wait to see stuff that we wrote 20 or more years ago. And right now we have a brand new one called Kentucky Fried Murder.
Yes. I love it. I love your themes, and also, as we saw in the photos, folks really look the part as well. Not only the actors that are participating in this, but the participants, the people that are going, they dress the part as well.
Yeah, a lot of times they do, and you'll see anymore it's elderly folks that have come as a group from a senior living center, and then there's younger, like, biker guys that you wouldn't see at a regular show. But because I think there's buckets of beer, a few wines here and there.
There's something
Not
for
that
everybody.
you have to do that, but that's an accessible, great, fun night. We just want you to come and have a great time. There is a crime to solve, but it's all about the comedy.
Yeah, I love that.
And there's no, people are like, where's the body? I bet he's not even dead. Well, trust us.
Okay, so Kentucky Fried Murder, there are some opportunities to see that one. So that is November 15th. That's the world premiere of this one. Another one, December 13th and 14th, so that weekend. So can you give us any premise at all for Kentucky Fried Murder?
Yeah, so we have rival chicken fryers, the Cluckers, the Pluckers, and the Flockers. And they're all getting together to have the super foul where they're going to, do the fry-off. But unfortunately, perhaps one of the contestants doesn't make it to the room. And there's a lot of relationships that come out. And we're just, again, we're so excited because when there's something new and fresh, the actor's energy, we're discovering, because you're writing these things, without the luxury of an audience, trying to figure out what we think might be funny. And then when you read it, there's a lot of hope. So, it's an agonizing experience, but we know, again, the audience is there to have a good time. And I mean, it's a great deal. Bridges Catering does a first-class meal. Skellington Manor, they're super interested in rolling out really, really high-quality entertainment from the escape games to the haunted house, which is going on all October. And now, again, when they move that off to the side in November, we get back in there. And we do these all year long.
Amazing.
There'll be new stuff in January and February as well.
A Murder in a Double Wide, or Murder in the Double Wide, is December 20th. And that's also at Skellington, correct? And this is a completely different show from the one we were just talking about?
That's correct. And we've got these, folks from this double wide that have had at least 3, if not maybe now 4 different incarnations, because everybody relates to these characters. We always want to have fun with, but never make fun of, either characters, stereotypes, or people. But it's such a really, really richly, rewarding time. For $49, you can't go out to just about anything and have dinner and entertainment and leave with so much laughter that your side hurts. It's great.
$49.95. You get a buffet dinner. You get an entire show from start to finish. Just a great evening out where you're like interacting, right?
And Morgan, people like you say, I've always wanted to do one of those murder mystery thingies. Here's your chance.
I didn't know I had such a lovely Southern accent that you put on. Wow. Okay, one thing that I did want to mention as we run out of time, though, all these dinners at Skellington Manor, they also help support some nonprofits, Fresh Water. Over in Africa. So if you just needed that little inkling, that little extra thing to get you in the door, all the stuff that they do there, it's for a good cause as well. So, I mean, Amazing. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here today. You look great. We want to put the dates on the screen again for Kentucky Fried Murder and Murder in the Double Wide. To purchase your tickets, just head to skellingtonmanor.com. And if you want to learn more about these murder mystery dinner opportunities, there is a website. Visit itsamysteryqc.com. They've also got a Facebook page where they post lots of pictures. Scott, thank you so much.
You're the best.
Thank you. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you. Well, coming up, a gift boutique in LeClaire featuring handcrafted and local goods along with some fun workshops. Crafted QC is celebrating a brand new location, and we're getting a behind-the-scenes look next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
There is a new gift shop open for business in LeClaire, but you may recognize the name. Crafted QC is celebrating its grand reopening in a new space under new leadership. And that fearless leader is Penny Smith, who is joining us in the studio today. Penny, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so much to get to, so much to talk about. If you just take a look at everything that she brought, just to try and showcase a fraction of the many artists that are part of the business. So let's start at the beginning. Crafted QC, it just reopened, so to speak. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow. This is like brand new.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Good. Tired.
Yes.
It was a lot because I just started taking over the business August 1st from the second owner. And I just always had in my mind I wanted to move to LeClaire. I worked in LeClaire at Bella, amazing store, learned a lot, loved the area. And so when it came about, I'm like, this is the right place for it. And it just happened that a place moved or opened up, and I jumped on it.
Amazing. And we just saw some photos of the outside of the building, and now we're seeing some photos of how beautiful it looks on the inside. You've done an amazing job, and you just had such a short amount of time from what it sounds like.
We physically moved everything on a Monday and opened the next Saturday.
Amazing.
It was a lot.
So what is it about LeClaire where you're like, that is the community, the space, this is where we should be?
LeClaire, it's often called the Little Galena. It's where people come to walk and shop and go to the bakery and get lunch. And when it comes to thinking about local things to buy, it's part of it. And there's always something new there. There's always a new shop, and it's well supported. The town is very proud about the shops that are there and about supporting them all. So
yeah, absolutely. It's a place where you get yourself a little treat, and why not make that treat something that was created by somebody local or created locally. Okay, so you're an artist yourself, actually.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about what you do in your work.
Well, I've always done something creative, but I started painting during COVID, of all things.
Right.
And then that's how I ended up with the previous owner, and she she took over from the shop that was down in Davenport. Okay. And I worked for her the whole 2 years. My art was there. The only piece I have is the ghost. But yeah, just a little fun piece.
Oh, nice.
But because I focused on everybody else.
Of course you did.
Well, you know, I mean, there's so many.
That just seems like you. I've only known you for about 45 minutes now, but that just sounds like you.
So I already had my art there. I asked if she needed help, and I started working for her. So I had any idea that I would have taken over, but the idea of Crafted not continuing it, it just seemed like the wrong thing. So that's why I decided to take this leap, and LeClaire was absolutely a great move. I mean, the support I've seen in just these 2 weeks, people coming and saying that they're glad it's there, and
of course they are.
It's been really well received.
Okay, so let's talk about everything that we can find in the shop, which is so many things. I think I read somewhere like 75 vendors and artisans that are in the shop.
Yes, and then some have more things than other. We have local authors. We have
These are
who does my
adorable.
crochet. Yes, she's like the grandma of the store. She has anything that you want as a critter or a holiday thing, she's there to make it. So there's a little pig over here, and then these guys here.
Yes.
Yes, he's got a little flat bottom, so he'll sit up nice.
This is so cute, like the perfect gift for anybody. We've got the Halloween items here, but this is just cute for like a little kid or something like that. Yeah.
The very front corner is a 12-year-old, and it's a 3D printed. Those candles are 3D printed.
These are 3D printed candles.
Yes.
A 12-year-old did this?
Yes, I think he's 12. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry, but I think he's So
I'm sure close enough.
Yes, and I mean he's my only kid maker so far. I'm open to that, of course, but
amazing woodworking.
Yep, the leather other piece, LeClaire, the couple I have
beautiful.
there, she lives in LeClaire. She's hand stitching, hand embossing, doing all that. So that's been beautiful.
What do we have here?
This
I know
is a
we
pile.
like this artist.
This is Ellie Cup, and
Yes.
this is her Halloween line.
fan.
A lot of it. So yes, and her art is in crafted.
Yes, her art is beautiful. It's so cute. It's just a thing that you want your home to frame. Absolutely, I love Ellie. And then these rings right here. So the backstory on this. So the original crafted owner creates those.
Yes, she does several things in the store, but these are vintage buttons. She says she has a lot of them.
Yeah.
And we sell those it's a very popular item, and she makes rings out of the vintage buttons.
Vintage buttons that look like cocktail rings or something.
Yes.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Yes,
I
they're
see
fun.
you have like snacks and things like that people can find in there as well.
Absolutely. The Blue House Bakery, it's a family locally. They're in Davenport.
Oh, cool.
And they do various dry goods. You just add the wet ingredients to the cookie mixes, things like that. But the blind date with the book is...
I love those.
Yes, that's actually same family, and that's Eden. Eden is amazing. These are so popular. She have had people come back and say, it was a great book. I'm coming back and get another one.
Okay, well, amazing. You also offer workshops from time to time, and there are a couple of them that are coming up soon in November. So the fall floral embroidery workshop,
yes.
so that is coming up. And you don't necessarily teach these workshops, but you have folks come in that will teach them.
Yes, I mean, I have done painting classes, but no, we have
That's beautiful.
A lot of variety when it comes to the teachers also, and a lot of variety in what's being offered.
Okay.
We do have that embroidery class coming up on the 9th, and then, but then there's everything from cookie decorating, felting, barn quilt painting.
Those are cookies, by the way, for anybody watching right now on your screen. They're doing a Thanksgiving, you do decorate a dozen cookies a couple days before Thanksgiving. So what a cool thing to bring to your Thanksgiving gathering.
Yep, you go to that class, you go out of the door with a dozen cookies to take to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and you also go out the door with a little bit of knowledge, so that if you want to make this like a tradition in your home and see if it's your thing, now you have this thing that you've learned. Same with the embroidery. So amazing, amazing stuff. And as the camera pans across, you know, all these different beautiful items that you have within the store, some cool Quad City stuff.
Lots of Quad City stuff,
would make like the perfect gift for somebody from out of town. So Crafted QC, it is now located on North Cody Road in LeClaire. And if you want to sign up for one of those upcoming workshops that we talked about, just visit them on the web, craftedqc.com. Very easy to remember that one. And if you want to learn more about the items here today, the artists and artisans or events, follow Crafted QC on Facebook. Penny is posting all the time.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for
More
coming
than
in today.
appreciate
We
this.
cannot wait to have you back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Still to come in our next half hour of QCL, don't miss the wine and chocolate experience coming up in just a couple of weeks, benefiting JC's of the Quad Cities. We're getting details on that. And be sure to stop by the Figge Art Museum ahead of this weekend's Halloween parade in downtown Davenport. We'll learn more about the family-friendly Tricks and Treats event. But first, what kind of weather can we expect when we're out and about this weekend wearing our costumes? Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland has our answer next. Well, how does this sound for a Saturday evening? An opportunity to sample 20 varieties of chocolate and taste at least 40 different wines. It's all part of the Wine and Chocolate Experience hosted by JC's of the Quad Cities. Taylor Kubley and Charmaine Sibley, are the co-chairs for this event. I even practiced before you guys came out here. Thank you both for coming today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes, absolutely. This sounds great. It is the first year for this event, from what I understand. I mean, what an amazing idea. I feel like super popular for people. So Charmaine, first tell us a little bit about JC's, really the mission of your organization.
So the JC's is a nonprofit organization ran by volunteers, young professionals. We give back to the community in various different ways. We have a back to school and Christmas shopping event that we do every year. We fund the K-Side lunch and volunteer for that, as well as we give back to other nonprofit organizations throughout the year so that they can continue their mission.
Okay, great. And we're seeing some photos of you all out in the community doing your thing. So you guys are just getting out there, you're volunteering, you're helping with different community organizations year-round. This wine and chocolate experience, so Taylor, proceeds from that, they go to enable you to continue helping out in those ways.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, they will go to our big impact projects that we do. If you've seen the playground that's at the farmers market, JC's did that a few years back. We've done a few different impact projects when it comes to that as well.
Amazing. I feel like there's just so many things that you would look around here in the community and see and enjoy and love and not realize that JC's was probably even a part of it, or be, or, you know, the callus that made it happen. Okay, so the wine and chocolate experience, it is Saturday, November 9th. It is from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Golden Leaf Banquet Hall, which is located in Davenport. So if I'm purchasing a ticket to this event, what can I expect to see and do?
So you'll get to sample over 40 different wines. We have some local, and then Swirl has partnered with Johnson Brothers to curate this amazing list of wines to sample, over 20 different chocolates to sample from local vendors, as well as some spots we've plugged in with some different chocolates to make sure we had all different varieties. Live music, photo booth from the Snap Wagon, who's also a JC's member, and then silent auction, wine pull. It's a huge experience.
And the wine glass that we just saw on the screen, is that the one that you receive when you sign up?
It is. So they'll get a souvenir wine glass when they come in.
A full-size wine glass souvenir. That is, honestly, is that unheard of? It just might be. That's very, very cool. I love, too, that you've partnered with Swirl for this, because we've had them on our show in the past, and the wine knowledge that she has. It is just like, it is beautiful. It's like unmatched. Like, she is incredible at, you know, helping people figure out what they like. And so I'm only saying this because I've been to Swirl, and all I had to say was like 3 things, and she's like, I have the perfect wine for you. It's not what I expected at all. So I'm just going to say the fact that she's helping curate this list of wines is huge for this event. Fantastic. Okay, so all kinds of things going on. And so can people register right now? Roughly how many people or spots do you have?
So they can get tickets online at jcsqc.org. It's a very large space, so there's lots of lots of tickets available because of the space of the venue. So we're super excited for people to start planning their holidays. I know Swirl's going to offer some discounts on their wines for that reason. You can shop for the holidays at the silent auction too if you want.
Oh, that's right. Yes, because you're going to have the silent auction event happening. And you still reaching out to businesses, or are you pretty much done with that at this point?
I think we're almost done, but there are some businesses that have hit us up and was like, we would love to donate.
That's great.
So we are getting those together.
That's amazing. That's honestly what you want, is like you get the support of the businesses and things. And just because this is a JC's hosted event, folks don't need to be currently part of JC's to take part in it, correct?
Correct.
Okay, wonderful. So we want to give everybody the information for this event. It is happening on Saturday, November 9th. It is the Wine and Chocolate Experience. I cannot stress this enough. At least 40 wines and 20 varieties of chocolate. Amazing. It is from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Golden Leaf Banquet Hall in Davenport, a very large space. I believe it's on Kimberly Road there.
Correct.
Perfect. Okay. And for tickets, just head to jcsqc.org/wine and chocolate. Charmaine and Taylor, thank you so much for coming on the show today, and I know it's going to be a big success.
Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
Of course. Well, still to come on QCL, a preview of this weekend's Tricks and Treats at the Figge Art Museum. After the break, more on why you'll want to stop by this family-friendly event ahead of the downtown parade.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Your trick-or-treaters, they have an opportunity to practice their skills ahead of time as the Figge Art Museum is hosting a Tricks and Treats event. Heather Aronson is with the Figge Art Museum and is back with us in the studio today. Heather, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Always really great stuff to talk about when you're in the studio with us. Tricks and Treats. It is coming up on Sunday, October 27th.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us all about it. Tell us what's
all
planned.
things Halloween.
Yes.
So this is one, it's a super fun, free family day, thanks to the Quad City Cultural Trust sponsoring this event.
Awesome.
And so it is directly after the event is going to be the Davenport Halloween Parade, right? So we're gonna be like, we're gonna be like parade kickoff central. So it's totally free. We open at noon on Sundays, and from noon to 2 before the parade, we have special activities. So it's literally come in costume, come on in, it's free. Everybody's gonna get a bag when they come in the door. And then you can explore the galleries, and throughout the galleries, we have all of our cultural trust partners.
Well, this is great because the parade, it is a super popular event every year. People are constantly, you know, trying to get there early, trying to get a spot, but then they get there super early and they get their spot and they're like, what do I do with my time?
Figge Plaza is a perfect place to watch. The parade comes right in front of our building.
Yeah, oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, so right on the parade route, absolutely perfect for the kiddos.
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of take us through the setup. You started to describe it, so kids are gonna be able to trick or treat inside the
So when you come in the building with your families, we have free bags, and then throughout the galleries, we have our cultural trust partners. So we have the Symphony, we have the Putnam, we have Common Chord, we have the Botanical Center, and us at the Figge, and so they're gonna have trick or treat stations actually in the galleries. So instead of going through the galleries to get candy, families can go through the galleries and get things that kind of go. So if you're at the Figge, you might get a little painting set, or if you're with Common Chord, you might get a kazoo, things like that. So things that kind of go with the organization. So you're going to get kind of like really fun little organizational activities while you do like just really quick interactions in the galleries.
That's awesome.
And then downstairs in our lobby area, we're going to have some really fun crafts. You can, we have some pumpkin making, we have spider making, we've got some really fun backdrops, we've got cocoa and treats, and then as everybody leaves to go watch the parade, we're going to give away little bags for snacks for the parade, so you can get little snacks to take with you to watch the parade. So
you have
this
thought
should
of
be
everything.
It should be a really fun day.
That is really, really fun. I love that it's not completely focused on the candy. I love that it's focused
we
on
know candy's out there.
it's going to be out there. Exactly. They're going to be running in the street picking up their candy. Okay, so should we be dressing in costume?
Oh my gosh, we love costumes of all kinds, even if you just have your little Halloween headband on or your Halloween gear, but costumes are always welcome.
So I can come
and
in
we're going
my
to have our
skeleton
staff.
onesie
Yeah, absolutely.
that I've had for 8 years.
We've encouraged our staff to dress up even, and just for fun, you know, we've got lots of photo opportunities. If you want to take a snapshot in the museum with a fun backdrop, you can do that too.
Okay, so you have that set up.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about some of the art activities, the spider, the pumpkin. There's going to be a film playing?
At the end, we will have Casper playing in the background.
Nice.
Common Chord's actually going to have in our auditorium during this episode, they'll have music playing where kids can interact with that and take part in that. Yeah, it's going to be a wild couple hours, but it should be really fun.
No, it does. It sounds absolutely perfect. Again, you said that this is sponsored by the Quad Cities Cultural Trust. Tell us a little bit more about that organization.
So the Quad City Cultural Trust is a local organization, and they really support all of the great cultural organizations and museums in the area, especially those core, like the Figge and the Botanical Center and the Putnam and Common Chord. So they're supporting us in our mission, and they're a great backbone for our community, so we appreciate them so much. So we're really excited, and so much fun to, you know, we all are kind of museum educators, so it's really fun for us to get to come together and work on a project together and, and just have some fun with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk a little bit too about, you know, the Figge's mission. I know we ask you that all the time, but it is an important mission and how that really aligns with engaging families.
Yeah. Our tagline is literally bringing art and people together. So any way we can do that. We love our community. We're always reaching out, doing different outreaches and with different organizations. Like I said, being able to work with our partners that we see all the time. You know, we're all doing all these educational events and things. It's just really nice to be able to be a central location and kind of just welcome everybody in. And it's also a great touch point. If you know, everybody's familiar with Halloween or comfortable in that era. So if you're not comfortable maybe exploring the art museum on your own, it's a great way to just come in and feel comfortable in the museum and check things out while you're there. And our Katrinas are still in the galleries.
Oh, very nice.
And we had tons of new artwork. And we have the Walter Wick exhibition, you know, the I Spy. And we've got...
There's a lot of stuff right now that
my gosh.
will really draw kids in.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a lot of great stuff going on at the Figgy, but for whatever reason, you know, right now with the Day of the Dead, the Katrinas being there, I mean, that's super exciting for kids. And I Spy.
Yeah. And we have the Leo Villarreal exhibition upstairs, and that's the guy who's lighting the building next year.
Super excited about
it. It is. It's just, like I say, I feel like sometimes families are scared to bring their they're scared to come in the museum because it's like intimidating to bring your family into an art museum. But this is just another great way to say, hey, we want you here. Come in. It's your museum too. Have some fun with us.
Yeah, this may be the first time that you step foot in an art museum, and that's okay. That's what you want.
Absolutely.
Okay, so do we need to register for this at all?
No, totally free. No registration needed. Come on down. We're ready for you.
Wonderful. Okay, well, Tricks and Treats at the Figgy Art Museum. It is Sunday, October 27th from noon to 2 p.m. ahead of the Halloween parade downtown. Again, it is free. No registration is required. Just show up. Heather, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks always for having us.
It's going to be a wonderful weekend.
Yeah,
thank
hope to see you.
And still to come on QCL, a final check of your weekend weather along with our wins of the week, including a fun annual fall trip. A time now for our wins of the week.
Yes.
Of course, we're missing Kyle today, but Eric, we'll start with you.
Okay, and I didn't get a chance to take a lot of pictures because I realized...
We always forget, don't we?
We just had this great day and I forgot to take pictures, so whoop, on the way out, took a picture of Tanner's Orchard down by Spears, Illinois, I think it is. But anyway, at Tanner's Orchard, a lot of people know it, and every year my daughter, who's now 25 and married, still loves to go to the orchard because we have a lot of fun there. So we did that, and then on the way back, we stopped at Cerno's in Kewanee for lunch, and it was Sunday, so we stopped for lunch and football. And it's the history of Cerno's is amazing. The 50-foot bar is from Belgium. It came over here in 1898, and it was a Pabst house that was tied to the brewery. So to this day, it's a great craft beer bar, but you can still get a pint of Pabst for $1.
Oh, wow.
And this is usually what I drink there because it's only $1 and it comes out really cold. So
yeah,
gotta go with tradition, right?
I've been hearing about Cerno's forever, since
it's in Kewanee, by the way.
Yeah, in Kewanee. I've heard about it forever from some photographers that used to work here when I started here 14 years ago.
And I bet Stephanie Godke talks about it too.
Yes, Stephanie Godke. So definitely a little gem of a place to stop there in Kewanee. A lot of fun. Okay, so my win, a little less fun, but I got part of my Halloween costume in the mail. Okay. This is a hint of the Halloween costume, and this is what I'm going to be wearing for the show, our Halloween show that Paula has done every year, where we have some TV6 kiddos come on and show off their costumes. I'm hoping that Darby can join me. We'll have to pull her out of school just a little bit early because we have a matching costume.
Oh, nice.
So that is a little bit of a hint at what I'm going to be on our show next Thursday. Yeah, we'll see. It's heavy. It's heavy. It kind of hurts.
It
just
looked like
FYI.
It
is.
Yeah.
All right, coming up Monday on Quad Cities Live, speaking of Paula, she will be back on set talking about her latest adventure, a movie she's starring in called Death by Fruitcake. Paula and the film's director will join us live. Plus, It Takes a Village Animal Rescue will be here with an adoptable four-legged friend and details on their upcoming Fall Pet Festival. That and much more Monday on QCL. All right, thank you so much for watching. Your local news at 4 is up next.